Kingston, New Hampshire, is talking about a fire that ripped through his own home last night. Let's listen.
I got a call around 5:30 from my neighbor who said that her husband was headed over to our house to check on the dogs because they think that my house is on fire. So I left immediately and responded to my own house for a structure fire. I called dispatch, had them tone out our fire department for possible structure fire. My neighbor called while I was en route and confirmed that they got the dogs out. And then I called, they also confirmed that it was a fully involved structure fire. So I called dispatch, had them strike a second alarm, and got on scene. Kingston police officer was on scene, helped me kind of move some things out of the way and get ready for the incoming firefighters and workers. So we pulled hose lines off the truck and attacked it from the outside, and then my guys made entry and put the fire out.
Was it pretty significant? Were there flames going when you arrived?
Yeah, when I got there, there were it's a two-story single-family house, and there were flames coming out of 2 rooms on the second floor.
What was that like to see your own home? I mean, I know you probably rolled up to a bunch of fires.
Sure.
I can't imagine.
Like I said earlier, you kind of put your emotions aside and try to just do what you're trained to do. Definitely a different type of feeling seeing your own house and trying to figure out scene size up and all that stuff. A benefit is that you know the layout and where everything is, and so I talked to the police officer and had him call dispatch and have them what we call lay a line up the driveway, meaning our supply water line is at the bottom of the driveway. It's probably a 600-foot driveway, so knowing the layout and where everything is a benefit.
And you weren't working at the time, right? So did you have to get your gear, or you just called the other guys in?
I just called the other guys. I was in street clothes just like this, and we don't advocate for working on a fire scene with no protective gear on, but when it's your own house, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
And luckily you knew that your family wasn't inside.
What was that?
You knew your family wasn't inside.
Yeah, so when I first got there, the adrenaline was pumping, so I called my neighbor again just to double check or triple check that the dogs were out. And I knew they were safe, I knew the dogs were safe, so it was kind of just try to save what we could after that.
We know that the East Kingston Fire Chief kind of took over the scene for you. Talk about that moment, and then when you were finally able to take a breath and kind of be with your wife and your son or your dogs and just realize the gravity of everything.
So I still haven't taken a breath. So we work very close with East Kingston and Chief Ed Warren. So when he got on scene, like every other scene that we co-work and co-command, he just came up and said, "Hey, what do you need?" And I said, "I need you to take this scene." So.
And talk about today now being on the other side of it, being the homeowner, dealing with all that.
So, there's first I need to mention the outpouring of support by community members, by the Seacoast Chiefs Fire Association, other fire chiefs. I've been at the house since 7 a.m. this morning, and I've had multiple agencies stop by, multiple calls, texts, just making sure we're okay and what we need. And yeah, it's been great.
And people are trying to raise money to help you guys out now? Can you not stay there, or?
So the house is not habitable. There's too much smoke damage, and half the second floor is gone. So we did not start the GoFundMe page. Friends of ours did. They thought it was a good avenue for ways for people could help. But we are fully insured, and we're staying with friends right now, doing the best we can.
Most important thing is the 2 people next to you.
Yes.
And tell us, will this change your perspective moving forward now as you go to a scene?
Yeah, definitely seeing the other side of things, the aftermath. I kind of compare it to like an ambulance call. We drop a patient off to the hospital, and then we don't really know what goes on after that most times. So when we put a fire out and we release the property back to the homeowner, We usually don't follow up all that often, so knowing the after side of things and trying to deal with that is definitely a lot.
And did you find out the cause?
It's still under investigation.
Is there anything else we missed that you want to mention about this experience?
Nope. Great neighbors, great family, great friends.
Our family and friends have been super helpful.
Did you want to step up and say a couple words?
Just that our family and friends have been so supportive and helpful, and we truly appreciate everyone reaching out. And the dogs got looked at, and they are fine. And yeah, that's all that we can really ask for. The rest of it's just stuff.
What about, do you want to talk, I mean, as the wife of a firefighter, I mean, I know Graham's been in the business for a long time. What is, I mean, you worry about him. I mean, can you talk a little bit about what that's like for you, you know, when you're home and you know what he does?
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
they all run in the family. So his dad's a firefighter. His sister's husband is a firefighter. So it's just part of the family and something that he's just doing his job. And, you know, I can only hope every time he goes out that it's safe. And but like he was saying, it's definitely different on the other end now.
What was it like to see your home like this?
So at first I didn't, the pictures were really, didn't describe what it actually really looks like. And walking through it was devastating. It was just, didn't really hit me until we got to his bedroom and just there's nothing. That was hard, I guess. And my son's still waiting for Batman to come.
As long as you guys are all okay, it sounds like that's the most important thing.
Yes, that's it.
And what was your name?
Samantha, and this is Gunnar.
Oh, nice to meet you.
How old is Gunnar?
He's 3.
He's 3.
Right, bud?
And Graham, did you say who actually called in the fire? Did you call it in, did you say? Or did
So
the
I called
neighbor?
dispatch after my neighbor had called me on my cell phone.
Okay, so your neighbor called you first
Yeah.
and kind of let you must have got the
Yeah, so like I said, my neighbor called 911 while he
neighbor
was
did
running
call.
over.
Okay.
And I didn't know that, so usually 911 has to go through Concord and then to Rockingham Dispatch and then to us, so there's a bit of a delay. So I have a carry radio with me all the time, so I just called dispatch and started the troops on their way.
How long have you been a firefighter?
So I've been full-time here for 13 years.
Wow. Well, thank you so much.